Hi, folks. This is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report. You know, there's so many aspects of our fishing life, and a lot of them we talk about or we don't talk about. And one of the things I really haven't talked about much is the pollution that certain things that we use and are part of our fishing and hunting life can be spread upon the environment around us that can do damage to other animals and fish. And one of them is lead poisoning. And I was brought to talk about this because I watched a game warden show, for lack of a better word, where the game warden was called, and he was called by this woman that said she saw this loon along the bank or along the road that seemed to be not right, was her words, not right. She was worried it was either sick or had been injured. And so the guy immediately said that's the call of a game warden, is to protect, not just inflict laws and enforce them, but to protect the wildlife in our state. And this happened to be in New Hampshire, but that makes really no difference. So he goes and he sees the loon, and the loon was where the loon shouldn't be. People don't get real close to loons. They're sort of a wilderness symbol that we all sort of long to be able to see. But he said he didn't know how to handle this loon. He didn't know what to do. He wasn't worried, but he said, I've never picked one up. I'm not sure just how I'm going to catch this loon. And he says, keep in mind, anything that's in danger is going to fight back. And he said they have a long, long beak that could do some real damage. He ended up being able to somehow get this loon, and he took it to a rehabilitation place and some vets. And their big worry was, of course, that it had lead poisoning. And unbeknownst to the loons or the other ducks and geese and woodcock and birds that frequent our marshland, our wetlands, there's a big danger awaiting. Years ago, it was the lead shot from shotgun shells. That's what I grew up using, shotgun shells with lead BBs inside. And they claimed that the woodcock all of a sudden were unfit to eat because they had absorbed so much lead. And it is spread to any other animal that's in that area. They're going to pick any bird. Basically, a bird is going to pick up anything that looks like gravel or little stones to help grind up food in their gizzard because they don't have teeth to chew it. And so they'll pick up anything that size, including BBs that are there from fishing or the shot from guns or anything that's lead. And so now that's been replaced by other types of metal for shotgun shells and also by tungsten. You've heard me talk so much about how tungsten is playing a greater role. Well, it's playing a greater role for a number of reasons. But one of those reasons, if you can replace anything that we as hunters or fishermen use that contains lead with another material, in this case tungsten. Tungsten is heavier, it's denser, it's not polluting, and it's expensive. And so now when you see all the things that are made of tungsten, and tungsten is a new rage in fishing technology, because not only does it provide that service, it can make a jig head more sensitive, more easy to fish, but it also can make all these things safer. And what it's doing now for manufacturers is a way to raise the price on everything. Tungsten's more expensive, and everything that they're making with tungsten therefore is becoming more expensive. The lure that used to cost you $4 now will cost you $8. And I'm just using that as an example. Fishing is becoming like everything else, like buying groceries, like everything. It's becoming more expensive. And there's reasons for it. But in the case of using tungsten, you're not only probably getting a better lure, but you're getting a much safer lure for the environment. Until next time, folks, this is Don Meissner with the North Country Fishing Report.